As missionaries, we learn High German, and in Switzerland they speak Swiss German, which is a dialect of German. And if you study the German culture, you can see actually that what the Swiss speak is just a really old version of German before the language change in like the culture. It sounds Dutch almost, actually. They like mesh words together. So like instead of, you're not gonna understand this, but like if you were to say ich habe es gesehen, like I saw it, they'd say, it's just crazy the way that they speak. I can't even tell you right now. And it's very shh. There's lots of shh, and there's lots of that's where everyone thinks the harsh German comes from. It's Swiss, fully Swiss. Like I couldn't speak Swiss German because it's an accent. It's when I first arrived in Bern, I thought it sounded Scottish, which is where my dad is from. So I heard my dad and then I heard German because it was just so different. Sometimes it sounds, depending on what part of Switzerland you're in, it sounds a little bit like, kind of like a hillbilly German almost, just depending on where you're at. And like if you go from Bern to Zurich, like you won't understand it. Or if you go to Zurich to Luzern, you won't understand the German at all because they speak a different dialect. And this language actually is not written down, so you can't buy a textbook and learn Swiss German. You just have to learn it by hearing. And it's really neat because when you talk to people, you can tell which regions they're from. And but it comes from Old German. If you read Old German text or have someone read Old German text to you, it sounds a lot like Swiss German. Whereas normal German is pretty much understandable wherever you go, even though it does change a lot in Germany as well, from the north to the south. It's completely different German, and Austria is totally different too. But Swiss, like Germans who have spoken their whole lives will go to Switzerland and have no idea what they're saying at all. Like I said, it's not really a written language, so they just kind of make it up. So like if you're texting in Swiss German, the way that you spell a word will not necessarily be how your friend spells a word, because they just like, they do a lot of double consonants and a lot of double vowels. And so it just kind of depends on how they spell it or how they speak it. Like for example, the word for carrot in German is Karotten, but in Swiss German it's Rüebli. Totally different. Or the word for bike is Fahrrad in German, but in Swiss German it's Velo, which is French. To say like hello in Germany, it's just hallo. But in Switzerland it can be Grüezi, Grüßach, Hallo zusammen, Guten Tag miteinander. Oh no, they don't even say Guten Tag. Guten Tag. They say like Hallo miteinander, or they'll say Ciao. We say Ciao because that's like the Italian coming in, but they don't say Tschüss like they do in Germany. They'll say like Hoi, Hoi zusammen. Like the word for like hospital is Krankenhaus, so sick house in German, but in Switzerland they call it Spital, which is French, I think, as far as I know. Just like simple things like a pill, they just call it different things, and it's so confusing because you don't know these things when you first arrive. You're like, what? What do you mean this isn't a Krankenhaus? I thought I was going to the hospital.